up?
My name is Will. This is Steven. We're going to talk a lot about Ben 10 today. This is the show Binge Warmers.
Yeah.
Binge Warmers.
Binge warmers, like bench warmers?
But Binge Warmers.
Because we're binging the TV shows.
And we're warm.
No.
I'm warm. You're kind of cold.
Well, maybe because our host's air conditioning is at 70.
Yeah, it's about 98 degrees in this room.
Make sure to hit that like and subscribe so we have money to buy our own studio.
We do have a pretty cool studio, though. I've got cameras set up here. If you're on Spotify or whatever, you're not going to be able to see the amazing production value. This is Binge Warmers on YouTube. Check us out there,
Will it have the hyphen?
Binge-Warmers?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think the hyphen is necessary.
I think hyphen reminds me too much of Spider-Man.
Why?
Because Spider-Man has a hyphen.
Okay, whatever. I'm not that sold on it, but...
We'll talk about it. The
Brainstorm it.
viewers will have already seen, and they know.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, we watch a lot of movies and TV shows. We do binges, long binges of series. And I think that's kind of what the show is going to be, just us binging series and talking about them.
Yeah, so the first one we have planned is Ben 10. Just the first series, so it's like 3 if you don't count Omniverse, which most people don't.
You count Omniverse.
It doesn't have to exist.
It's in the same canon.
It doesn't have to
There's
exist.
a lot in Omniverse.
A lot of garbage.
But there's also a lot of good stuff in Omniverse. You got to admit that.
I haven't watched a single episode.
Okay, well then how do you even know?
I saw the Lego Man and I said, I'm tapping out.
Bricks?
I'm out of here.
I kind of like Bricks. I'm not going to lie. After
The
watching
show ended after Ultimate Alien.
Okay, but Ultimate Alien's not that great either.
You watch your mouth, sir.
They have this whole gimmick. The whole show's named after this gimmick. They do maybe 3 aliens as ultimates.
They really do. Okay, but this first episode, we'll be talking about the first 2 episodes of Ben 10, the first one when he's 10 years old.
I wanted to talk a little bit about pre-production before we actually do any of the show that we just watched, the episode that we watched.
Okay.
And there's a lot of cool stuff. This was pitched by Man of Action. This is a famous story. Like, they had a bunch of ideas to pitch to Cartoon Network, and they pitched a kid who could... I don't know if a kid. I think they basically pitched, one person can turn into 10 different heroes.
Okay.
And so there was this whole aspect.
So it wasn't aliens to begin. It wasn't
aliens to begin. And I'll even show you, here's Ben.
Oh, I'm glad they did not do that one.
He looks similar enough, though, doesn't he?
The watch looks a little too symbiotic.
Yeah, I agree. And he's got the same, khaki...
I think that was just a style back then,
You think so?
Yeah. Baggy.
Oh, wait, what was that? This is Plant Guy. I think
Yeah.
this later turned into Wildvine for sure, right?
Wildvine, phenomenal alien, real talk.
Real talk. This is Digger, who I guess
Don't
eventually...
think we ever got Digger. You could say, the Armadillo guy from Alien Force.
Armadillo!
Yeah, Armadillo.
John DiMaggio voices him.
No shot.
Yeah. Anyway, Stephen E. Gordon is the guy who drew all this stuff. And I think they eventually went with a different designer for the actual show.
I think definitely. You think he was kind of upset with that?
I doubt it.
Did he go anywhere after this?
Do what?
Did he go anywhere after this?
I don't know. I think he may have done some other stuff.
This is the first time I've ever seen this arc. You've never mentioned this.
What are you talking about?
Any of this pre-production stuff.
Oh, yeah. No, it's good stuff. There's a couple more I wanted to just... Okay, this is...
Dragonfly. See, those pictures get big.
There you go. Dragonfly. He's kind of like the Stinkfly. This is Strong Guy, and he's got, some purple...
Well, yeah, but it's the imaginations of forearms.
Yeah, no, this turns into forearms for sure. He's even got the same, two-toed deal going on. Rip Jaws is Razor Jaws.
Honestly...
He doesn't even have any Razor Jaws.
I kind of like this artwork a little bit better than the Rip Jaw.
I like his, tribal tattoos or whatever going on.
Yeah. Aztec kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Incan maybe. Ghost Freak.
This was the Ghost Freak that I saw.
That's kind of just creepy.
Apparently this mask is just a mask, and he's an actual, gross ghoul underneath.
Oh. And he tried to make the smile like an approachable thing, but because he's so...
He's kind of like a ghosty...
Yeah.
He's almost like a freak.
Yeah.
Would you say he's a freak?
Super freak.
I think Digger... I don't know if you talked too much about Digger. He got replaced by Wild Mutt just because Wild Mutt has more...
Honestly, I kind of vibe with Digger a little bit more.
Anyway. So that was some fun little pre-production stuff. I just kind of...
Oh, Gray Matter. You know what? Why didn't they stick with this one? You know what I mean? It's the perfect way to do Mars Invasion Alien. You know what I mean?
Well, I think they found a happy medium because the Gray Freak is what I almost called him. The Gray Matter that we have now is sort of like a good mix of the art style of the show and the classic Roswell alien, the gray alien.
I think this works a lot better though.
It is pretty good.
We'll touch on Gray Matter more because he's a completely useless character, and this, by looks alone, could already propel him to a lot better of a hero.
We'll talk more about it. Hold on, look at Inferno. That's just straight up like Human Torch.
Yeah, it probably was too similar, so they were like, maybe not.
Yeah. You know, we watched the Fantastic Four movie the other day, The Rise of the Silver Surfer. Remember when we watched that? Yeah. There was a part where the Human Torch like touches all of them and gets the powers.
So he looks a lot like this because of the thing.
He gets the thing's powers. I was gonna say that's kind of what this reminds me of a little bit. And even that's the actual design from Heat Blast is like that, like where he's Rocky.
Yeah.
But anyway, Upgrade. Look at that.
That
looks nothing like Upgrade.
Yeah, it doesn't. Like the other one's a lot better.
I kind of like him though. He's sort of like steampunkier almost.
I don't like steampunk art that much. It's not good. I'm glad they reimagined the Ben art.
Yeah, Ben looks more. He looks more marketable now.
Yeah,
like the way we got him.
This one looks a little too dorky.
I get you that.
Like he spent too much time inside,
Like us.
Yeah, it's a fair assessment.
We're binge
calls
warmers.
it as a season.
Did you know we're binge warmers?
Binge warmers.
I like the name.
I like the name. Would you not? Did you not? Is there
I
some
like the
insecurity
name.
with that?
No. Okay. There's a reason I said I like the name. It's a good name.
Look at Accelerate.
He looks like a human being with blue
he's
makeup.
Just blue. Like the Blue Man Group.
He's hitting a cool pose, though. This is a very cool pose.
And it's an interesting pose. I wouldn't say it's like a early 2000s, like Sonic the Hedgehog type pose.
Hell yeah. Super edgy and dope.
Yeah. All the cool kids.
A bunch of comic book folks worked on the show. Like, Man of Action was a bunch of comic book related folks.
Yeah, he sounds very familiar as a person.
Man of Action?
Yeah.
It's the group of people called Man of Action. But be real, though. Did you, whenever you saw Man of Action in the credits, did you think it was one person?
I definitely did.
I did too, bro.
Yeah,
I was like
100%. I was like, man, this guy, he's like the guy. I mean, not only is he making some kick-ass shows, his name is Man of Action. Like, he was born to make TV shows for young children to watch on a Saturday morning.
There you go. I definitely remember seeing Generator X come up with that name, and I'm like, that's the Man of Action did
this.
That's
the Man of Action. You just say that, and you think one singular guy, and his name happens to be Man of Action.
Very good, very good. Okay.
It's like his parents were onto something.
You were touching a little bit on something that I wanted to talk about, which was like lame aliens in Ben 10.
Oh, there's kind of a lot sometimes.
Well, it depends. This first season, I don't think has that many lame ones. I remember thinking Cannonbolt was kind of lame because they kind of make him lame in that first episode.
No.
You don't think so?
No. I love Cannonbolt. I really think he's cool.
I love Cannonbolt, like, after they kind of show what he can do, but I remember thinking he's kind of lame at first.
No.
Well, they kind of make him lame in the
show.
show.
They try to make him lame, but I'm like, I don't care. This guy's super cool. I don't care what he's going to have to do, but looks-wise, he looks cool.
I do love his big fist.
I always wondered what he felt like, because he gives off, like, the white... Feel him? The white part of him gives off, like, a dolphin-like feel. I feel like it would feel like a dolphin. Is that weird to say?
No. No, hey, man, look. Armadillo on the outside, dolphin on the inside. Is that what you're trying to say?
It makes sense. Armored and then, like, soft.
Okay, I get you. I'm with you.
Yeah. No, you're judging, bro.
I never thought about what they felt like. I bet Gray Matter's like a little squishy frog or something.
I don't think I'd want to touch Gray Matter. I feel like he'd be slimy.
Gwen touches him in the second episode that we watched.
Yeah, but he has clothes on, too.
That's fair. I was going to ask you, which one is, like, the lamest? Of the first 10, which one's the lamest?
Oh... It's got to be Gray Matter.
Not Ghost Freak?
Can we pull them up?
Yeah.
Can I look at all of them? No, Ghost Freak, he was niche, but at least he could, like, go through walls, fly.
He's Danny Phantom.
Yeah, he was...
He's Danny Phantom.
His artwork was the least part of him. I get it. He's supposed to be a freaky ghost, you know what I mean? So he's not supposed to look cool.
He's an actual scary ghost.
But I say he's 10 times more useful than Gray Matter.
He is, but he isn't. Like, how much... Like, I don't know. How much time... Oh, the reboot popped up here.
No, just look up 10 original aliens.
OG aliens.
Oh, there we go. Perfect one.
This one right here?
Yeah. Is that all 10?
There's 5 and 5 in there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, wow. For some reason, it just seems like there's more.
One protects you, the rest attack. Who do you choose?
I'm not having that conversation.
I think Forearms bodies the rest of these aliens.
No shot.
No, I think
Diamond Head.
Diamond Head?
Diamond Head 100%.
Over, like, can Heat Blast, like, burn the diamonds?
I don't think so. It's Diamond. And he refracts it. Remember, in the very first episode, he reflects the energy.
That's a good point. What about Ghost Freak, like, possessing the rest of them?
That is tough.
Because he could possess, like, forearms and then, like, kill half of them.
He doesn't get through Diamond Head.
I don't think any of them are beating Ghost Freak, though.
Diamond Head is piercing anybody.
Not a ghost, yeah.
Okay, anyway, we're not having that conversation.
Okay.
The problem with gray matter, right?
We're talking about the lamest of the aliens.
So you're a kid, right? We're kids when we're watching this.
Yeah.
Perfect example. Episode 2, you're saving someone from a burning building. What's gray matter going to do?
He's going to... Okay, here's how they would do
By
it.
the time gray matter has figured out what he can do, they're already dead.
No. I think gray matter is such a smart whip. Like, he's such a crack shot mind.
Is that good?
It doesn't make any sense. A crack shot mind.
Did you ever watch The Glass Onion?
Yeah.
As when what's his name, bro? The detective.
Oh, Benoit Blanc.
Yeah, but what's his actual name?
007 guy.
I hate you. When Benoit is literally talking about
Benoit.
When Blanc is actually talking
Blanc.
about this is off subject.
Daniel
Craig when he's talking about like how he figured it out that it was Edward Norton's character. He was just like, you said things that just didn't make sense. Like, let's abbreviate this moment. What does that mean? That's exactly what you just did. A crack shot mind. Hold up.
I'm a trendsetter. I'm actually making new things up.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the argument at hand. Ben 10.
Do you Okay.
No. I totally.
Before you start playing devil's advocate, do you agree that he is the worst?
I agree he's the worst, but
so why are you even defending him?
Well, because I remember in elementary school there was this very big debate about how Wild Mutt was the worst one.
Wild Mutt?
Because he's not got any special powers.
He would maul you, bro.
Okay. Yes, but I remember children at the playground. I remember this very vividly.
Everyone has these conversations.
Of course. We would play. I remember we would pick TV shows to play. And I'd be like, I'm playing Ben 10 today. And they're like, okay, well, I'm Forearms. I'm Heat Blast. And if you got stuck as Wild Mutt, you were like the leper of the group.
Why? I would jump on you. Well, no, that sounds very cat girl. I was going to say I'd jump on you and just maul you. You know what I mean? For pretend. I wouldn't actually scratch you to be messed up.
It would be a funny joke,
What's gray matter supposed to... guys, you shouldn't run with scissors.
Think. No, okay, so look, gray matter is definitely the lamest, but... I wanted to make this distinction. I was talking to someone the other day.
Could you imagine you're on the playground, right? And all these people got their heroes picked. And there's some guy, he's like the outcast of the crew, right? He's gray matter. And you get picked as Wild Mutt. He walks up to you and calls you a loser. And this guy
I'm not even kidding.
Gray matter.
I think that was a scenario at one point. It was like,
there's no way.
Loser, I got the superior brain.
No shot, bro.
Okay, but let's look at all of them here. I think they're all very cool. I think you were saying something about Ripjaws not being cool. Ripjaws as a kid was one of my favorites because he was like look at his face.
He's just way too situational, bro.
That's the facts.
If they had some way to let him breathe on land, because he always need to be on water.
Yeah. Well, there's one episode where he's going in like a bank or something. They're fighting like a little demon monster, and he just dumps a big thing of water on his head.
Yeah, and then sometimes he sticks his head in the toilet or in a fishbowl.
I mean, you could do that. He's not like a typical mermaid either, though. He's got like the legs. He's got like the situational legs.
But they turn into a tail when he gets in the water.
Which I love that idea.
That's sick.
That's how the Little Mermaid should
I just hate that he's so useless on land when, guess what? Most of the fights are going to happen on land.
You want to hear something that'll piss you off probably?
What?
In the reboot, they ditched Ripjaws altogether. They give him someone else.
I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that?
I told you he's useless.
Dude.
He's still better than gray matter, though.
Facts.
Because, I mean, if all else fails, you rip the guy's head off, and then you're done.
Yeah, probably.
The rated R invincible version of Ben 10.
Well, so I was having this argument, though, with someone the other day. What is the difference between gray matter and upgrade? Like, essentially, they're the same thing, right?
No, so upgrade's... It's not smart. He just can interface with technology and make it what he wants. I don't think there's a thought to that. It's probably a pure instinct thing. You know how animals just know, like when bad weather's coming, they just know that. They're not doing statistical calculations to know how the weather's coming in. So when they take over a piece of equipment, it's just their instincts to know what to turn it into.
But my thing is okay, you're gray matter, right? You're one of the Galvin. I think this is what they're called. Azimuth and the Galvin.
Does he ever die? I was about to say rest in peace, but I don't.
No, I think he lives forever.
Just stabbed myself.
Good job, King.
Went under my nail bed.
Okay, so his brain's not that big, proportional to his body, but I guess his superpower is that he's super smart, or But his is situational too, right? Like, what if you're gray matter and you're stuck in a desert? There's nothing for you to like tinker with. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that is the power, though. He would find me and you won't find something to tinker with. This man's gonna somehow get lightning to blast the sand and make glass and do something with. You know what I mean?
Like use the glass to like have a refraction to like start a fire.
He'll see those kind of connections. We would never see that. That's the point of him being so smart.
I think a big part of it too is how small he is.
Yeah, but see, that's my problem though. Is like, yes, he can find out the solution, but by the time he finds it out, these episodes are 22 minutes long.
Yeah,
the action has to happen immediately.
Well, I'm thinking like, because they're in the second episode that we watched, he gets into like, some cereal boxes and he's like looking for a little and this is not like a superpower. I think about the episode where like Ghost Freak is chasing him and he's like in the little clock tower and he's gray matter and he's like, oh, I can move around, it's easier for me to hide from you.
So his greatest power isn't his mind; it's that he's small.
Kinda, right?
Still useless in my opinion.
But okay, like all the things that gray matter knows are things that you would have to learn. You'd have to go to school and like figure out.
Right.
So are the Galvins just like their DNA is just different to where they're just built different? They can think about things like they have this DNA already piped into their head.
IQ isn't directly related to your brain size, so you keep bringing up the size of his brain.
Not even brain size, just like knowledge. I guess it's the knowledge versus like IQ, like natural, like street smarts versus like book smarts.
He's just gifted natural. I mean, some people are just smarter. We don't know how they're smarter. At least I don't. You want to show me the science on it? I don't know how people are just naturally smarter than someone else.
Because you're so dumb.
Is it neurons firing? I'm ignoring that. Is it just the synapses in your brain? What makes you smarter? We don't know.
Imagine you're Ben, right? And you're just ultimately like this genius for like 10 minutes or however long the watch lasts. Okay, and then you go back to Ben, who's like a little dumbass.
Yeah.
That's gotta mess with you, right? Like you turn into like
that was another problem. He was smart, but he never showed it. He still acted like a child.
Yeah, that's fair. But I'm saying like it would be the same thing if like a dog could turn into a human for a day, and then go back to being a dog right after. Their brain would just be like, I used to think good, now I don't think very good. Like
maybe he's so dumb he just blissfully unaware of how smart he was in those minutes.
Ben is a little bit dumb, huh?
He's really dumb. That's another thing. If we're talking like it's really impressionable. I watched this show like 6 months ago. It was when we both rewatched it. You're so back then. It was so pressed upon you that the girl was always the smart, studious person, and then the guy was herder, things go boom, burr kind of thing. Yeah. They were gross, didn't think very fast. And it's so weird that it's too on the nose with it. You know what I mean? Like Gwen is, I'm Googling things, and I have my itinerary for the schedule planned out for the summer kind of thing. And Ben's like, sometimes I wash my clothes, sometimes I take a shower.
Yeah.
Come on. I wasn't that gross as a little kid.
I think they do that stuff on purpose, like, just to give her a character, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like if she wasn't smart and studious and all that, she would just be a jerk because she's just mean to Ben.
She's very mean.
But to be fair, Ben is mean back. Like Ben
But that's the thing, he's mean back. He's not mean intentionally to begin.
You want to hear some fun trivia?
Who fired the first shot, Ben or Gwen?
Well, the trivia in this is like one of the, those episodes where they would have the pop-up trivia? You know those? There's one of them that like pops up and it says like Ben and Gwen share the same birthday, and that's why they've always done this sibling rivalry.
Yeah. I knew that.
I like that idea that like they've always just been like mad at each other for having the same birthday. They can't they have to share everything. They can't just have one of them have a birthday. And
so are we doing more broad discussions, or are we going to go into each episode?
That was like we could just talk. I think that's sort of the.
We could do the first episode. Could be just broad stuff.
Yeah, if you wanted. I mean, like.
But we already watched the first 2 episodes, so I feel like we should touch on.
I definitely think we should touch on the first episode right now, like on this first episode. Do you have anything else general you want to say, like?
No, because most of the general stuff we'll just bring up throughout the shows.
Go,
as we talk about them.
Good, bad impression of the show. Do you like the show? Do you? Not
I love the show. I mean, I guess I wouldn't say love the show. I'm 25. It's not like, oh my god, it's the best piece of art ever created. But
for kids,
I can appreciate it definitely.
As kids,
and I look back on it with nostalgia, so I will always like the show.
Yeah, no, I feel.
And it always gives you that fantasy. You know what I mean?
Well, this show has really good lore. It has really good world building.
The world building is phenomenal.
I think that's the best part of it, like the whole expanded.
Yeah, I've got notes on which we'll talk about it. Even in the first episode, it alludes to Grandpa knowing things that you're like. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about it. So the first episode called "And Then There Were 10."
Yeah.
Which is a play on like an old movie.
What's the movie?
Then there was one.
Very first thing, when I was a kid, right, and I'd seen the previews and the ads for the show coming out, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is awesome. Guy can turn into 10 aliens. You know, every kid wants to be a superhero. So in the first opening
alone,
scene,
bro, 10 superheroes.
10.
Like, you know Shazam has, like, the powers of all 10 superheroes? Or it's the different...
Yeah, 6.
He's got 6... Well, okay, but those give... You know what I mean? Those They give him, like, the illusion of, like, a ton of power.
Yeah. Who doesn't want more than one power?
This is like Shazam, but you can only turn into... You can only have the strength of Hercules for... And he's a kid, so it kind of works, too. There's a lot of Shazam in this. Anyway, go for it.
But in the first, 10 minutes, or even the first 5 minutes, that kid's getting bullied, and Ben shows up to take him on. I didn't understand how plot, story, or anything that worked. I was like 7, you know what I mean? So I just was like, okay, he's going to go hero right now. Like, he's going to pull the watch out, turn into a superhero, beat the crap out of him. And then he gets wedgied up there, and I was just like, as a kid, I was like, what? Am I watching the right show?
You've got to have him at a humble starting
I didn't understand. As a kid, I was just like, okay, from the ground running, this kid's going to have superpowers.
Yeah.
It didn't happen like that.
Well, it's good to have an origin story because you see where he's got the heart of a hero.
Yeah.
He wants to help people.
Which also, very unbelievable his underwear stretched that far.
Both of them. The nerd was bigger than him, too.
Yeah.
And it was almost stretching more than him.
The nerd judged him like, next time you make sure you can back it up if you're going to do it. Bro, I'm trying to help you. But you're going to end up here either way.
Yeah.
So
no. They say like, the bullies are like, we'll go easy on you. It's the last day of school. And Ben steps in. And that's why they take it out on him.
Well, we don't know what easy on him is good.
They were just like fork over the cash.
Also, why are kids asking for money?
Well, that kid's name is Cash. Those two kids are JT and Cash. Or TJ and Cash? I think it's JT and Cash.
JT.
Cash has a cash register on his shirt. Did you notice that?
I did not notice that, actually. I just remember looking at... So you know how they did the comparisons to Incredibles 1 and 2?
Yeah.
The boyfriend. Violet's little boyfriend.
Yeah.
And in the first movie, you don't realize how cracked out he looks.
He looks pretty bad.
From animation. I saw Cash and I said, dang. This kid would benefit a lot from modern animation. Just saying.
He really would. I think they have this really... Like, those two characters come back...
A lot. They come back a lot.
This show, in this season... Or not this season, but in this show. And they also come back a lot in, like, Ultimate Alien and Alien Force, yeah. So they're fun characters.
They have some good plot development.
Yeah, I mean,
especially
over the course
JT.
of, like,
7 seasons and 10 years, but, they get there.
Okay, so the first bit of this starts off like Star Wars, like exactly like Star Wars.
Yeah, with the ships.
I think that's pretty much a reference. Like,
oh, for sure.
There's this intergalactic conflict, and it's kind of like a bigger story compared to like what Ben's doing in class. Mm-hmm. And I love that juxtaposition of. It's almost like, you remember that Mario trailer? Who's gonna stop me? And it just shows Mario.
Yeah, it shows Mario. It instantly pans to who's supposed to beat him.
That's a fun little bit. There's probably a name for that trope.
Yeah, and it's something you don't think about until someone brings attention to it.
Yeah.
Or you're looking for it.
Exactly. And I don't know if this is intentional or not, but he's making a paper airplane and he crashes the airplane. Vilgax's ship crashes. Probably just like...
maybe reading a little too much into it.
I have a bunch of reaches like that.
Oh, you do. Trust me.
Yeah, no,
we can talk about them.
I was even thinking like he throws it at the teacher. The teacher kind of represents Vilgax.
No.
You don't think so?
Stop. No.
But she's the authority figure, like the big kind of...
No. Let's talk Vilgax.
Okay,
as far as like intimidating villains, this guy's got it all. He's got the power. He's got the willpower and the firepower. He's got a massive ship. Right. Yeah. He's got the presence. The second you see Vilgax, you're like, dang. I mean, we both compared him to Thanos. Obviously not as powerful, but Thanos is the stones. Vilgax is the Omnitrix.
Does he have powers, Vilgax, besides? He's just got like a bunch
he's got
of
like he's like super durable. He can take some punches.
He did get exploded like right off the bat.
So anything he has now is probably like bio-enhanced kind of stuff when they put him back together.
Right, kind of like a reaction to that almost.
Yeah.
Like he's built tougher. He's literally built different.
Yeah, he's built different.
Yeah,
physically. But you know what I'm saying? Like Thanos' goal to enslave the galaxy or the universe was the Infinity Stones. Vilgax believes that with the Omnitrix he could take over the entire galaxy.
Which, let's be honest, I mean, okay.
It could help. It's not going to take out an entire planet.
If he gets Alien X or something, but we don't know about Alien X.
Yeah, we don't know about Alien X for a while.
Yeah, I think Vilgax, because there's like a master control, and they talk about the master control in this couple seasons. I think that is where he kind of like wants it, and like I'm pretty sure later on down the road he's like, I've studied the Omnitrix. I know. Is that,
He talks about it a lot.
So he knows how to do ultimate control and all that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So I think that's kind of where he could just turn into and he doesn't have to turn back into Vilgax. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He could just always be way big.
Whatever he needs to be for the situation. Like Ben 10,000 was.
Yeah, exactly.
You never saw him as Ben 10,000. You just saw him as whatever alien he needed.
I'm just always going to be Cannonbolt, and then I'm going to turn to Accelerate. And then,
yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to mention the voice actor because he's been in a lot of crap. Steve Blum. He's been in a bunch of stuff.
Cool.
Okay.
That's the thing, though. A lot of the early Saturday morning cartoons, the voice acting was just phenomenal. You got Tara Strong. You know, she's a powerhouse when it comes to whatever TV show you watched as a kid. Anything you want to think of, she was probably in it in some capacity.
And she's pretty seamless. She's playing boy in this, but she doesn't seem like she doesn't seem like she's going like, you know, she's doing like her boy voice, which is Terrence from Foster's Home, same voice.
Yeah, same guy.
Yeah.
Timmy Turner.
But Timmy Turner sounds different than Ben 10.
Slightly. He's got the same tone. It's just a little bit deeper than Timmy.
You can tell it's Tara Strong.
Yeah, for sure. Now that you're older, as a kid, I never recognized that. But the thing is, right, is like we've now pushed onto like animated movies and stuff like that, where you have like Chris Pratt as Mario, or like
this is
Haley
the problem.
Steinfeld is
Gwen.
Yeah, Gwen.
Yeah,
and it's like
they're celebrities.
The thing is like, and there's no shame on them. They're phenomenal actors and actresses, but like the voice actors, they put their own spin. They have 80 different voices to choose from.
That's the thing is like these other actors are actors.
Yeah,
and they're, like voice
they're
acting
just playing their voice.
Yeah, I mean, and I think Robin Williams is the genie. Was the first like we're selling this movie because Robin Williams. You know and love Robin Williams. Yeah. They do that with everything now. Any Illumination movie will no shot have like a million voice actors.
Yeah, and that's what sells it is the actors. And that's the thing because like I watched an interview for the guy who acts as Miles Morales. I don't know his name.
Does a good job.
Sounds exactly like he talked and I said, wow, that's Miles Morales.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But like if you listen to Tara Strong, she'd go through she'd do interviews. Hey, I'm Tara Strong. This is me, and also me. And you're just like, you're almost like getting whiplash from how many voices from your childhood you're hearing.
Well, we even talk about like Steve Blum. I'm pretty sure he's like Heat Blast, and he might be one or two other ones. Yeah. Like a bunch of these.
Oh, so he played some of the aliens as well.
I'm pretty sure. I'll double check, but you know, all these voice actors, they can do all these different voices and stuff, and that's sort of a benefit to the show. Like, you know, Paul Eating is Grandpa. In the second episode, he's like one of the security guards. Like I noticed it immediately. I was like, that's Grandpa, which is great. I mean,
it helps with budget too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's probably.
I guess voice actors should be paid more. There's definitely a discussion for that
probably.
Too. So,
and that's like if you're not a celebrity, you can't really.
It's harder because people don't know you as well.
People know Chris Pratt over like Tara Strong.
Yeah,
even though she is very well known. Yeah.
Nothing against Chris Pratt, but Tara Strong is literally all of our childhood.
Well, she's a voice actor. He's just an actor. Yeah, that's sort of I mean, for that medium, they're like perfect for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, some incredible voice talent in this. I think I don't know if it's just because like afterwards, like we're sort of used to these voices that we get in the first couple seasons,
right?
And then we go back in like Ultimate Alien and Omniverse where they bring in the same characters, but they don't really have those voice actors anymore. Yeah. Forearm specifically struggles from it because he's like, got this cool, like I'm gruff and mean, and it's like a complete unique voice. It sounds amazing. You know exactly.
But you
what
don't
it is.
see him a lot in Ultimate Alien and Alien.
He's in a couple episodes, but like it's John DiMaggio doing like I'm just forearms. It doesn't sound anything like, and he's doing his own thing. You don't want to copy someone else's thing.
Because then you want to be genuine.
You want to be genuine. You want to do your own spin on it, but it's sort of hard to like.
I think the freedom they get from that is ultimately it's a kids show audience. The kids don't really care the voices as much as they care about seeing.
But it threw you off, though, didn't it? It threw me off.
Honestly, as a kid, no. As an adult, I would definitely recognize it more.
I remember thinking like maybe I'm like because I like audio stuff. I've always liked audio stuff. Yeah. Maybe I'm just more attuned to it.
You probably are. I didn't hear it. If I did, I don't remember hearing it.
I feel you. Anyway, but yeah, more about the episodes. I like the intro a lot. It's very like he even says the word Omnitrix. Like I'm gonna get the Omnitrix. Yeah. Like he's very.
It tells you exactly what you're gonna be in store. Yeah. For. You know exactly what's happening in this episode.
And I think you kind of forget like what the Omnitrix is. Like it's just the watch. They kind of call it the watch for the first couple episodes, even the first like half of the season probably.
Because they don't know what it's called. They will call it the watch. They flash to Vilgax. He'll call it the Omnitrix.
Yeah, even like Grandpa Max, like he knows aliens, and I'm sure he's seen those aliens before. Maybe not some of them, because he looks kind of confused when he sees Diamond Head. He's like, diamond-headed guy. Yeah. But maybe that's just him like trying to play it off as like.
Well, remember too, Diamond Head species is almost extinct.
That's true.
There's only like 2 or 3 left.
And they're like the material that they're made out of is like super.
Yeah, so he may not even know.
But all this kind of came around in Ultimate or Alien Force, so this is sort of after the fact.
The Diamond Head bounty hunter that we'll see later in the show talks about how his people are no more.
That's a good point. I don't know. We'll have to rewatch it. We will rewatch it.
We will.
But this is the thing too. Like this lore is amazing. Like
oh yeah, it's so deep for a kids show.
Yeah.
And that's I feel like, and I don't know, maybe I sound too old for this, but like, even just the theme song. How much thought went into that theme
Slimy, creepy,
song?
fast and strong. He's every shape and size. He's bad.
Exactly. Everything about it, phenomenal. You could sing it instantly as soon as we heard it.
It goes very, very hard.
And then the thought behind it. Now it just feels like too many things are like stimulation. Everything has to be grabbing the attention of the person watching it.
I'm not fluent on like modern cartoons, but I don't even know if they do intros like that anymore. Like
no.
with vocals and.
I mean, what could you?
Omniverse does, but I think Omniverse is sort of a callback to
it's got to be.
10's.
It's just because it's been such a long running. I mean, SpongeBob still has the intro, but if SpongeBob was made now, I don't think it would have the intro.
It would probably have some kind of like,
fast,
some sort of like, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think about like regular show. It's just like wow.
Yeah, like theme songs and intros. They've become intros over theme song opening scene things.
Adventure Time has one, but Adventure Time was sort of at the end of this era.
Yeah.
It was sort of an action show, but it was more.
It was kind of getting to that weird, chaotic.
Yeah, it had a story.
A lot of the new cartoons they give like psychedelic.
Yeah,
like a Gumball,
Yeah, Gumball is the perfect because Gumball doesn't have a fun intro, does it?
I don't think so.
I've never seen a full episode. I don't.
Have you not? I used to watch the crap out of it.
I like the clips I see on Instagram Reels.
But that shows though the clips from Gumball. You can clip it because it's one stimulating scene to
that's
another.
A good point.
You know what I mean?
Now, like Ben 10 is very much like serialized.
You have to watch a good bit of it to get what's going on. Gumball, they can show you a 30-second clip, and you've seen that whole bit.
Well, you know what's funny? The reboot of Ben 10 is just like that. Like, it's like one-off episodes, and like the first episode of the reboot is just him trying to stop. There's like a villain trying to steal the rust bucket, and they're pretty much unaware. Sort of like a Looney Tunes bit almost. Like, you'll have to see it to believe it.
I won't. You're just reinforcing the fact that Omniverse is not good.
Well, no, that's not Omniverse. That's the reboot.
Oh, there's a reboot past Omniverse? Brother, stop!
Yeah, it's not good.
Let it die. Make Generator X. We only got 2 seasons of that.
I would like a reboot of that.
I miss Generator X, bro.
Put that on Max. Max is always hungry for content.
To the max.
To the max.
Yeah.
Do like Young Justice. Remember everyone wanted Young Justice back?
Yeah. Anyway.
So we didn't actually get that.
We got something. No, I mean it had some promise. I don't know. The magic wasn't there though, but that's a completely. We'll maybe touch on Young Justice. Oh, we should watch the first. What is it?
We'd have to watch them all and
kind
of contrast
seasons? There's only first 2 seasons.
Yeah, there's the first one and there's like the
second one with Blue Beetle in them.
Yeah.
There's only
Outsiders or something.
Outsiders is season 3, and then Phantoms is season 4.
Season 2 was like the
Blue Beetle.
Well, yeah, but they had a name for it, like Invasion.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, that was good. That was a good one.
Oh, it was the best.
I love that they like went deep into Blue Beetle.
Oh, phenomenal.
Anyway, back to Ben 10, bro.
Okay, we've gotten past the opener.
I like there was a bit in the like after the very first theme song, Ben's staring at the clock, and that's obviously because he wants to get out for school's vacations.
Right.
But at the same time, he gets a watch. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like I'm like this is foreshadowing a little bit.
I don't know. You're reading a lot into this.
I am, but I think they thought about it. I think that's like a fun little detail.
I think some of these are more meant for the creators themselves and the kids watching. You know what I mean? Like
I think so.
Throw that in so that you can talk about it later. Like when you're talking about the show, like we did this and that. Something kids would never notice. But then when those kids grow up and they look back, then they see something like that.
I mean, do you think that could be a thing, or am I looking way into that?
Yeah,
could be.
Could be.
Who knows? Let's see. I wanted to talk about like Ben has a heart of gold, but he's kind of a dick.
Oh, 100%.
Like
it's not he's a dick. He's an immature kid.
Well, yeah, but
there's a selfishness to kids.
Yeah,
that's not talked about a lot.
It's sort of like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You remember that the old one, really old one? Charlie, like he's a kid. He's not like a pure of heart. I mean, he is pure of heart. But
he's
like
still a good kid, but he breaks the rules.
He breaks
which he
the
doesn't
rules.
do in the new one, but it shows that he's still at heart a kid who wants to have fun in a factory.
Well, no, I don't know. The new one like doesn't go hard enough into it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. The new one's like a perfect little angel the whole time.
And no kid is a perfect little.
He is a surgeon. Doctor Wonka.
Maybe we should cover that
surgeon. What, Willy Wonka?
No.
The good doctor?
The good doctor.
I don't think we could actually make fun of that show. It's probably mean. The kid doesn't have autism in real life.
Yeah, no. He actually.
Also, autism is not like a superpower like that.
He also played in Willy Wonka. He is Charlie.
That's what I was joking about.
Oh. I didn't know you were. I thought you were just bringing up.
Dr. Wonka, I am a good boy.
I have 4 grandparents.
Anyway, but yeah, I get you. Like, he's not evil. I think the bullies are meant to represent, like, the very first time you see the bullies, they're meant to represent, like, Ben is standing up to evil. Like, he's standing up to the malice.
Yeah.
And he has, like, this cool hero shot, but he's just Ben. You know, they pan up.
He's got a big head.
A little bit.
Have you seen it? It's kind of disproportionate to, like, his neck.
A little bit, but it's a good cartoon design.
Yeah, I guess so.
Also wanted to mention, like, there's a Good, Bad, and the Ugly reference for no reason. They're like, let him go, let the bully kid go, and it, like...
Oh, and it goes to the eyes, and then, like, JT's like... What's going on? Like, he's looking left and right.
That was fun. It's a cute little thing. They do a lot of little subtle, small.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they're meant for the viewers. I think it's meant for the creators.
But even like that reference can work beside you knowing what that is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you can just like that's a funny little bit. Everyone gets the Western kind of thing going on. Okay, so after the bully scene and we get the nerd who like gets stuck up in the thing, we get Grandpa. Tell me about Grandpa. I love Grandpa.
That's another thing, too, is, like, the obliviousness. Grandpa, I'm hanging from a tree by my underwear.
Yeah, he's seen a lot of
the laws of physics.
No.
Get me down.
Grandpa's smashed a lot of Alien.
No, Grandpa... Wait a second.
And you don't want to watch Omniverse.
What are you talking about with the smashing a lot of aliens?
There's a couple episodes of Omniverse that focus on young Max and how, like, he...
And he gets the ladies? Heartthrob.
He gets the alien hose.
I mean, you meet one with the introduction of Upchuck later on in the series.
Oh, yeah. We'll talk a lot about that later.
Yeah. She was pretty cool.
She's kind of a baddie, though.
I mean, yeah.
Not for real. Is perfect. Mid. She's also like an old woman. Like she's an
too.
Woman.
That's true.
Anyway, I like Grandpa a lot. I think he's kind of the heart of the show. Like he's Ben's.
Oh, for sure.
He's
Ben's
like,
his rock.
His rock. Because he doesn't like Gwen. He loves Gwen.
What?
What?
Oh, you're talking Ben.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Uncle Max doesn't like Gwen, and I was like,
Grandpa Max, first of all.
Dude,
Uncle Grandpa.
I'm tweaking, bro.
You'd be tweaking for real.
No, I thought you literally said, yeah, Grandpa Max doesn't like Gwen, and I was like, no. I mean, who does, honestly?
Ben doesn't like Gwen. He loves Gwen, and like later on in the show, they kind of like each other a little bit more. But I think Max is like one of the only people that Ben like loves. Like he likes and he can trust his opinion.
Grandpa.
Yeah. And like when Grandpa Max gets mad at him, you really feel that. Like,
oh yeah, there's really a few episodes where he specifically gets mad at Ben, and Ben's like,
I remember the Kevin 11 episode where he's like, you've lost my trust, or he says something like that. I'm like,
yeah, Ben was crushed.
I was crushed for Ben.
Yeah, me too. I was probably on Grandpa's side. Loser, I would have listened to him.
Real
talk. The greatest grandpa in the world. You're gonna not listen to him?
He's a good dude.
He needs to chill with the food, though. Real talk.
That's pretty gross.
No kid is gonna eat those worms.
Bit. I love.
For those who are unaware, in the first episode, Grandpa Max tries to feed them sheep's tongue,
smoked sheep's tongue, and marinated mealworms.
Mealworms, and they're still alive. I don't know what they're marinated in, but it didn't kill them.
It was white. They were white worms.
Yeah, so mayonnaise maybe. He is a white guy. You know the stereotype. So it's.
I was thinking something else, but
no.
You
don't
think so? It was mayonnaise. I was thinking like horseradish,
salt and pepper. You know what I mean?
Horseradish.
Like the stereotype. Like he's adventurous with his food, but at the end of the day, he's a white guy who he doesn't know how to season his food.
I don't know, man. He's eaten a lot of alien junk in the past. Okay, so the basis of Max, if you're not familiar with the show, watch the show. If you're not familiar, this should be like a watch. Well,
this is also our job to inform them.
I know, but you should. This is sort of a companion piece to the show because we're discussing a lot of what's
going on.
on.
But I think we should also help them to understand.
Some people you understand.
If we're talking and making all these references, they don't know what's going on. It's not going to make them want to go watch it.
That's fair.
We have to talk about it a little bit so that they go, oh, now I'll go watch it.
I do like that he's like this secret, like awesome alien police officer.
Oh yeah.
Really
and
cool...
as his youth, Grandpa Max was an alien policeman. They were called plumbers.
They're called plumbers. I think in Alien Force, they go back in time, and then George Washington was the first plumber.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
I don't remember that episode.
It was an Omniverse. You never watched it.
Yeah, that's... Sorry, George Washington. Not for me.
That's what I'm saying. There's some fun stuff in
Are you ready for it?
Omniverse.
Don't care.
Okay. Anyway, you just don't like the art style, I think.
No, why ruin the art style? It was like American Dragon, but whatever.
Okay.
Do you see this, though, in the second episode that we talk about?
Even in the first one, he's like he's an alien.
And they're like, oh, you could just tell, you know.
Yeah, look at it.
No one can tell, first of all. But in the second episode, they're chasing a giant bird, which we're going to talk about Dr. Animo.
Oh, for sure.
Phenomenal second. He's
One
the
of my
best
favorite
villain of the
villains.
week. He's definitely a villain of the week.
Yeah.
But he turns this parakeet into a massive mutant bird, and they're chasing. And they've got Gwen, and they're chasing alongside. And he's like, "Oh, it's just like the good old days." And he's like, "Weren't you a plumber?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, but you know, plumbers got to see some exciting stuff for sure."
Like, I was a darn good plumber.
Yeah. So it's like, so you start seeing there. You're like, what is Grandpa talking about? That he knows what an alien is, and chasing a giant bird carrying off your granddaughter.
There's a lot
That's exciting.
There's a lot of like little hints, especially before we get into all that. But like before they show, it's more about or Mike Max's past and all that. Anyway, I love the Rust Bucket too. It's a great little,
iconic.
Yeah, it's iconic. It's a good setting. Like it's just homey.
That's the double-edged sword with a lot of these iconics. They're iconic because they're perfect toy sales.
Oh yeah, all the
That's
alien
why they're
designs,
iconic. Everything is so memorable because they want you to buy the toys.
Every one of the alien designs, I think, is like top notch. Like it's a perfect toy.
Because they say, yes, we need to make it for the show, but we need to make it also sellable.
Oh, well, I mean, they do a great job.
I mean, they really do.
And I think that's what, like, even we were talking about Young Justice, that's what canceled the show, is that people weren't buying the toys.
Which, if I'd known that, bro, breaking out the piggy bank, I'm single-handedly. If Young Justice has got one fan, it's me. I don't know the whole quote, but you get the idea.
But yeah, apparently I didn't have any Ben 10 toys. I always wanted some. I never saw any in stores though. Let's talk about Gwen.
Gwen,
because she's introduced shortly after Grandpa.
See, but I want to talk about Gwen in the second episode.
Okay, but I just want to talk about their relationship in this one because it's sort of the narrative thrust for Ben. Yeah. He gets to where he hates Gwen, and we mentioned they're at the same birthday.
Yeah, they're on the same vacation.
Yeah,
and Ben thought it was just going to be him and Grandpa Max all summer,
which would have been awkward, I think.
I don't think so. It's definitely like fishing, guy stuff.
The whole summer.
No, if I had a whole summer with a grandpa, that'd be cool.
Wish I had a grandpa.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Maybe we're a little biased. But the thing is like if you're planning like to go spend time with someone that is to you the absolute hero, right? You're a mentor.
One of his only best friends, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you turn around and there's someone else there.
Someone you hate.
Yeah. I would say hate. Strongly dislike. Because at the end of the day, they do love each other.
Yeah. And there's a lot of like, you can't kill my cousin. Only I could mess with him.
But it's like, stuff. I don't want my cousin here when I'm supposed to be hanging out with Grandpa Max.
Yeah. Well,
because this is cool. This is not cool. Yeah. You got to get out of here.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But she, for the show purposes, she works great as like a foil to Ben, but they're also like, you know, like she's a damsel in the second episode, like a damsel in distress sometimes.
She don't act like it though, real talk.
That's the thing, is like she's very layered as a character.
Yeah.
She's capable. She's not like, I mean, she doesn't take it laying down, but she definitely gets captured by the bird like
she
we're
does.
talking about.
But she ain't screaming like certain damsel in distress from that time period.
Gwen is a good narrative foil for Ben, especially in the first couple episodes, the first season. Whatever.
They work as a trio. Regardless. They all mirror each other in the ways they need to.
Yeah, because Ben and Gwen kind of have this like, they're kind of like on each other's side when Grandpa's trying to feed them gross stuff.
Yeah.
What do you have? Oh, I have a
half-eaten
couple rice
candy
cakes.
bar. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we're just gonna make that last all summer.
Yeah.
Even though in the next scene, Grandpa Max is like, "Who wants marshmallows?"
Yeah, where did those come from?
And like,
hey, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's talk about this.
And we know they didn't eat the worms.
Yeah.
So they're just gonna ignore her because they don't want to talk to. That's the thing. Like Gwen is doing this horribly dated comment about, "I'm doing a web search of how to cure dweebness or whatever."
Why? How does she have internet?
Hotspot.
In the middle of brother, it's like 2005.
There's aliens.
They gave you hotspots?
Okay, Grandpa Max's Rust Bucket is very, very teched out. He's probably got a hotspot on there.
Hotspots didn't exist back then.
He's got some alien tech.
No one questioned it. No one questioned it.
Anyway, the point being, like, they didn't even, like at one point in the show, they're like, "Oh, what do you got?" "Oh, I got one of our lights went out."
I saw that.
That's kind of cool. Look at that green lighting behind me. Are you any less lit?
The coloring in the show was sometimes a little too on the nose, but at the same time, like the ship that shot down the Omnitrix was green.
Yeah. Well, and then like you see in the next episode with Animo, like green can also be a foil to Ben, because Ben is green, but like they're both similar. We'll get to it. Gwen is like kind of a blue, orangish. Works. Her color palette works. Max has got the red shirt. I love that Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
He's just like a Hawaiian shirt dude. He's like a retired plumber.
He's just a chill dude. Remember, we did Grampy Day in high school, and we all wore those floral print button-up shirts.
That was a fun day.
That was awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, so Gwen is sort of the narrative for us because Ben gets so like fed up with her, he walks into the woods, and that's where he finds the Omnitrix.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for Gwen, he wouldn't have found that Omnitrix.
That's true.
He would have found the Omnitrix. It would have been, it was coded toward their DNA, so it would have hit Max first.
Yeah.
But Ben might have still found it.
Which was coded for Max's DNA for various reasons later on discussed. Stay tuned.
He banged an alien.
No, that's not why. I mean, it's kind of why, but it's not why.
Anyway, let's talk about Heat Blast. He finds the watch. It gloms onto his wrist.
Let's pull
like
up a
venom.
picture of Heat Blast for the viewers.
Okay. Yeah, the watch gloms onto his wrist, which I always loved. I thought it was like a venom thing.
It just makes me wonder why it wasn't removable.
Well, no, it's because Azimuth wanted it to be stuck on whoever it was, so they could really experience what it was like to go through the shoes of a different alien, of a different being.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Because if you're forcing someone to do that, they're not going to be appreciative of it. It just happened to be on Ben, who was like, "Oh, heroes, herder."
Herder.
You know?
Well, no, I think it works fine. I think he does take it off. Ben just doesn't know how to take it off.
So you turned into this. Your first thought in the middle of the woods is start to shoot fires everywhere.
Yeah, he's a dumb kid, like we were talking about.
And then afterwards, he's still on fire, tries to stamp out the fire.
Okay, this is his first time being Heat Blast, though, so he doesn't really know.
No one at 10 years old knows how to put out a fire?
Maybe not. He's 10.
They did stuff in school for that. I remember.
Imagine how scared you are with like a huge forest fire around you, and it's your fault.
We need to talk about that, too. We're going to do a slight deviation because I have that in my notes. He's terrible with Heat Blast.
He's terrible in this first episode for
Awful.
sure.
The very next episode, the man knows how to teleport from a 2-story building down to the floor in a freaking cyclone of fire with volcano. 2 people without hurting anyone.
Yeah.
He learns that in the span of a day or 2?
Well, no. So they're in like Yellowstone in this episode, and then they go to Washington, D.C. after. So it's like he's got that much time in between.
I don't know. It still seems like Ben's not a trainer. We don't get a training montage until a couple episodes later, and he's forced to do it.
Grandpa probably knows some stuff about the Pyramids.
No, because I can't remember, but
I don't know.
He can't give that kind of stuff away.
I mean,
and Ben's not, like I said, he doesn't want to train. He just wants to play with them.
But Ben's bored. That's what I'm saying. Ben's playing with them. He's figuring out as he's kind of doing it.
It's just very unbelievable from first episode to second how much growth he has. At the end of the
first episode, he sees Accelerate, and that's the thing too. Is like, how does he even know how to like when you get Cannonbolt? That's kind of what I love, like the discovery phase, because it's like, oh, I'm figuring this stuff out as we go.
Yeah, you don't get that with a lot of the other heroes
because he just kind of figures it all out as he goes.
Upchuck again.
Yeah,
he gets taught how to use that one.
That's kind of the fun of finding new aliens a little bit.
Oh, for sure. Well, they have to do that with the new aliens because you need a whole episode on it, right?
Yeah.
To introduce it. How do you introduce one?
Wolf.
Except for. I'm telling you right now, the monster aliens are some of the sickest looking aliens.
We'll get to it. We'll get there. Anyway, Heat Blast is great. He kind of reminds me of like Ghost Rider, The Thing, the Human Torch,
kind of all wrapped into one.
I love his little feet. They're little like claw feet.
Yeah.
So he's not just like a human being. Like he's a different thing. But his face is kind of a skull, sort of like the Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Anyway, his head's got the most like pronounced flames on it.
No,
too.
it's like we said, it's very memorable. All these heroes have to be memorable so that you can sell the merchandise.
You picking your nose, bro?
No, I'm scratching.
Picking your nose, bro?
You want me to?
Don't do that. I love Heat Blast. He's probably, in my opinion, he's the top.
So your favorite? We'll go ahead and get this out of the way. Your favorite of the original?
Forearms.
Diamond Head.
Diamond Head is yours?
Definitely.
Okay, well, let's talk about Diamond Head, because... no, let's go Wild Mutt, because there's...
That's what he turns into next, is Wild Mutt, who you think is kind of useless. He's got no eyes, but he's got these gills on the side of his head that are like echo, sonar, location at the same time kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like smell and
sight and sound. Like all the senses wrapped into just the gills.
He's kind of like a daredevil dog or something. He's the orange Wild Mutt.
If you notice, too, if you watch the episode back, and he's jumping at the beginning to go to the forest, they didn't really want to animate it, so it's just...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But then, like, you get into it, and he's like...
Oh, yeah, he's swinging and stuff.
Yeah.
But Wild Mutt's definitely cool. He's really good. Good introduction to him, too.
Well, I like the... So before all that, it's Vilgax's alien robot comes down, and we see Vilgax is all, like, torn up.
Yeah.
I love that he's not, like, full power.
Yeah.
Like, he had... Like, there's kind of a narrative reason why Vilgax doesn't just come down and wreck Ben right away.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like that. I mean, you can literally draw another parallel to Thanos. You know what I mean? In the first 2 phases of the Marvel show or movie, you'll see a glimpse of Thanos here or there, but it's really just...
There's no reason.
There's no reason for him other than he, I guess, doesn't deign himself
I think
necessary.
I think he wants everyone else to do it for him.
Yeah.
Because there's a bit in one of the after credits where he's like, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, but it's the same kind of parallel. Vilgax is this villain. You're fighting all these villains of the week kind of thing, but Vilgax is this big bad who's coming, and Ben's got to be ready for him when he does.
And even like he's sending like robots because he thinks, and that's kind of how cocky he is too. He's like, I can send a robot and get Ben.
Now, eventually he'll get those bounty hunters.
Yeah,
You'll get 6-6.
6-6 is cool.
He is not as cool as 7-7, which is it's also a thing.
Is 11 better?
11 better?
6-6, 7-7. Like 66 plus 11 is 7-7.
Oh, I thought individual sevens. I was like, that's 1, bro. It's going up 1 because it's 6-6, not 66.
I know. Anyway, I love do you like the robot design? I like how it's like a spider crab. It has like little drones that shoot.
Yeah. It was definitely a sick drawing.
And Gwen knocks out one of those robots by itself.
That's the thing. Gwen, we'll go ahead and talk about this. She's always ready to throw hands.
She when they see Heat Blast for the first time,
she's hitting him.
She hits him in the head with a fire extinguisher.
She's ready. And
I know Heat Blast has got like some tough skin on him, but like he really
And in the second episode, she's going toe to toe with a giant parakeet. Smashes him in the face. And this is the thing too. You notice,
she even like blows him out. She thinks it's like some fire person, some man made out of fire, some demon. I don't know.
Yeah.
And she's just like, she blows him out with the fire.
She's ready. She's honestly ready to fight.
And honestly, like she's like, Ben, is that you? No shot. She's figured that out.
Well, he called her a freak, and that was what he kept calling her at the campground.
But like, I don't know. Like a freak is not like a specific thing.
Well, they have to cut to the chase. It's a 22-minute episode.
I get it. I get in the context of the story, but like, there's no shot they're figuring out that's Ben unless he's like, Gwen, your birthday and your social security number is this. Ben, is that you?
Aunt May, Aunt May, is that an angel? Horrible movies, Hopper.
I love those movies. Anyway, well, we might even just watch that series at one point. That'd be fun. Anyway,
you can't pay me to watch those.
We watched them like for fun.
I know, it was miserable.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, talk about Wildmutt. I love his design because he's not got no eyes, but he's just all mouth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like he's just ready to go.
He's got the underbite. He's got the slobber going on.
I love him, and he's stinky probably. He's got like big old claws. He's like but he's not like strictly a dog. Like he's got
he's got sentience. He's got intelligence.
Well, I think he's got thumbs, doesn't he? Look at his thumbs.
It looks like it. Well, he's climbing stuff,
and he grabs onto the branches with like his fists. So I think he's got thumbs.
Yeah.
He's sort of like a monkey dog, like an ape dog.
Right.
But with no eyeball. I love his like just his round, like lovable design. Anyway, I'm just bitter.
He's like a grizzly. He's like super fierce, but you just want to pet him.
Yeah. But I'm also bitter about like the kids in middle school or elementary school who were like,
you hung out with some losers. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Must have been.
Me and my bros, Wildmutt all day. You know what I mean?
Let's see what else happens. So after the aliens attack, Ben, like Grandpa's kind of mad at Ben a little bit. He's like, "I told you not to go wandering off," but then he's just like, "Oh yeah, use the watch. Like there's a robot. Yeah. You gotta take him out.
You gotta do the thing. You know."
So I know this is again it's like 22 minutes, but I'm glad they like kind of.
Yeah, they have to cut this. And at the end of the day, it's for kids who want to just see action. So what you gotta do, you gotta see action. You gotta see as many heroes as possible.
What is that robot? That robot has kind of like Terminator vision, where it's just you know, and it.
Not Terminator, Predator.
That's Terminator.
Yeah, Predator.
Have you seen the first Terminator?
Yeah.
He does that in the first Terminator.
I've watched the first 30 minutes of the first Terminator.
Okay, so you might not have even seen where he does that.
Probably not, honestly. Okay. But
I'll play
I've seen the Predator movies, and they all do that.
No, well, the Predators are like infrared, which is more like Wildmutt.
I'll give you that.
Give me that. Anyway.
Okay, so he fights. That's when you first see Diamond Head too.
Yeah,
sick design, super sick, awesome person.
I like how he's like he feels heavy. He's like sharp. He feels heavy.
You see him jump, and he gets maybe his vertical's not high. I'll tell you that much now.
I mean, later on in the show, he's
not dunking on Shaq. That's for sure.
Yeah, later on in the show, he's like building ramps out of Diamond, and he's like
he learns that from the Bounty Hunter.
Oh yeah, from Tetrax.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Yeah.
Tetrax is a badass.
I do like Tetrax a lot.
Oh, that movie, dude.
Secret of the Omnitrix.
Oh yeah, I always got them flipped.
Wait, which one was the Race Against Time?
That was the live action.
Yeah.
But I felt like the Omnitrix was going to explode, so I wanted that to be the Race Against Time.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I love this fight. There's like a very quick setup payoff with the robot.
Yeah.
He does this, and then Ben's like, all he knows how to do is like make his hands into like shards of diamond.
Yeah.
And he kind of blocks it, and it just goes off. But then like a second later, he's like, burn one in here, and he like does this, and he goes around, comes around.
Yeah. Which so punny. These shows.
So punny.
There's so many puns. There's so many like, ah ha ha. finger guns kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Even I think this one, like a lot of them fall flat. There's a lot of stuff Gwen says.
I think it falls flat now. It was definitely dated.
It's dated. It's like the old Marvel humor. Like, did I just do that?
No, it's definitely older than that. I'd say.
But it's like
who says dweeb? Dweebazord,
fair.
freak, you know what I mean?
But I'm saying, like, there's a couple things Gwen says. She's like...
Doofus.
There's a camp counselor, or some, a wildlife guy, the guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
He's just like, what's happening? And she goes, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. Now, come on.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not...
It's like, kid, why are you in charge right now? I don't even know who you are, and I'm the one in charge.
She said, and he turns into Wild Mutt, and he runs off, and she goes, I'm gonna tell Grandpa you turned into a big orange alien monster and swung away in the woods. Did I just say that? It was like something that bad. So I don't know. The humor was, but in the second episode it gets a little bit better. Yeah. Like the jokes are pretty. We'll talk about it when we get to that episode.
They're not that old. They're not that good either.
I thought they were fun. They were funnier than this for sure.
Maybe. Are we talking about the second
episode? I'm
doing
an internet web search for cures for your dweebism.
That's in the first episode.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's just not. I'm making fun of it, but anyway. Yeah, no, I like the first episode. Ben doesn't have much of an arc. We can talk about it in the next one. He has a for sure arc. But in this one, it seems like he's just like, I want to help people. I suck. I'm a dweeb. And then he helps people by getting the watch, and he can finally help people.
Right.
But there's not like, he didn't learn anything. He just learns, I need to be more responsible with these new powers.
Yeah. I think it's more of just, like you said, it's an origin.
Yeah, and
he's having fun with it, and you start to see who they are as characters and what they're going to do. And I mean, they even say to them, "This is going to be one fun summer." You know what I mean? So it's like, stay tuned.
And there's not a need for an arc in this first thing. They're just kind of setting up your characters.
Yeah,
this is your first.
The arc is getting the Omnitrix.
Yeah, essentially. Anyway, I liked it. What would you rate it out of 10? This episode, this first episode.
As far as pilots go, it's pretty good.
I give it like a 7, 8. I give it 8.
You know I'm not good at rating things. Everything to me is like an 8 to 9.
Yeah, you like the worst stuff, for real.
Except for Spider-Man.
You don't like Spider-Man?
Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man sucked. We'll probably have to cut that out. We're going to lose a lot of viewers.
I'm just going to get out of here. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got for this first episode.
Yeah, I think we want to start doing 2 episodes per
week, maybe?
Like 2 episodes of Ben 10 per our episodes. But since we did so much on the pre-production stuff, I think pre-production in first episode is good. So yeah. Stay tuned for next time, and we will have episodes 2 and 3 talked about.
Look in the camera, tell them to like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, join the Discord, join our Patreon. We don't have all this stuff set up.
House, eat that.
Don't.
I'll cut that out.
Yeah, that's
not very funny.